You know the whole house that you live in is on fire. And someone is telling you, you just focus on the bedroom you live in. Your bedroom is not really on fire, or just put out the fire that is in your bedroom. You don't need the kitchen, you don't need the sitting room, you don't need even the bathroom. The only thing you need to worry about is your bedroom. A house is complete. There is no Dagoretti South without Kenya. There is no Dagoretti South if every other young person is being shot carelessly. If goons are moving the way they are moving in this country. If they are doing the things we saw them doing in Kisumu, wanafanya hivi panga kwa barabara, and then we see videos and photos of them, and then DCI says for some reason, those ones, they are not able to arrest them and they are not able to do something about them. So when I'm told not to focus on what is happening nationally and focus on Dagoretti South, I worry deeply about that kind of thinking, because there will be no Dagoretti South if there is no Kenya. So we have to address holistically everything that is happening in this country, because this country belongs to all of us. When I see somebody like, for example, Gladys Wanga, who has been moving around this country and saying that SHA is working, and then she finds herself before Senate, and she's being told, by the way, are you aware that SHA owes your county 350 million? They've not given your county. And she can't move anymore selling SHA because now she's worried about her own county not receiving 350 million, and she's selling it before Senate. So let us be very keenly aware that this country is complete. And everything that happens in this country happens to every other person within the country. Now, coming to the deputy president, seeing William Ruto choosing someone else as the running mate and not himself is not a worrying thing. This thing is about the country. And it's about what works and is what is right. But I want you to look at it also differently. Professor Kinuthia Kindiki, as she said rightfully, is not a foolish man. He's a wise person. He could also decide to bolt out before that time, because he's listening and he's following and he's going to see, look here, let me tell you, by December of this year, the number of MPs who are supporting government who will have bolted out and left government will be very high, including governors and senators and even civil servants who are just waiting for the right time around January to bolt out. And so let's not just think of Professor Kinuthia Kindiki sticking with William Ruto and not being appointed. Let's also think of the converse, where he wakes up and realizes this thing is not working. You remember Professor George Saitoti saying there come a time when the nation is more important than an individual. And you remember what happened around that time when it was actually them now, including Akina Kalonzo Musyoka, leaving Moi. It was not Moi dumping them. They left Moi and joined forces with Akina Raila Odinga and formed LDP. So the converse is also true, that you can wake up to a situation where William Ruto, instead of him finding himself having to deal with Professor Kindiki, Kindiki says, it's the time for the frog to jump out of the water, because you can't stay under these conditions. So it's going to be interesting times ahead. But let's wait for January.
Right.
The avalanche of people leaving government will be so high, you will not even believe.
Indeed, Article 148 of the Constitution, Part 7 says a deputy president may resign from office at any time by notice in writing addressed to the president, and the resignation shall take effect on the date and at the time specified in the notice. What that means, leave it to your interpretation. If any, or if a date is not specified, at noon on the day after the notice is delivered. So there's provision for him to resign as well. But Professor Gitile Naituli, in that story we just